Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Myself Malkari Santhosh. Hope all are doing fine. In this today's video, we're gonna discuss about a very important topic in Java, that is class and object. I am here to clarify all your doubts which you have in class and object, and also you will remind this video whenever you got this answer in the interview. So let's get started. I have seen in most of the interviews this question was asked to know the basic understanding of Java from the interviewer perspective, and many people fail to deliver this answer and end up with one word or weird answers. So in reality, interviewers are more interested on how you answer it with good examples rather than the theory part. In this session, I will explain you in better points on what is class and object with best examples and related to real time, and also explain you what is the importance of both class and object. Let's start with the real time example. Consider you are planning to build a house for yourself. The very first thing you require is the place where you can build your home. So you bought a place. Now, the next thing you require a proper person to construct your house. So you can't construct yourself. So you need an engineer. In specific terms, you need a civil engineer who can design a plan for you to construct a home. He will design a plan for you based on your choice, and once the plan is finalized, the exact plan gets implemented. Now, the plan which was designed is not physical. You can't touch it because it is a logical plan. Once the logical plan gets implemented, it will turn out into physical form. Now what? You will give the contract to the building team to construct the plan which you have designed. They will lay the pillars, add the roof, construct rooms, windows, etc. At the last, your home gets constructed successfully. Now, in order to identify your home, you need a house number. So you will get registered in your municipality and get your house number done. Now, if someone asks you where exactly you stay, basically you will tell your location. That means what location you are living, like street name, and also what is the nearby areas, the house number which you stay. So all these are the states which are identifying your location where the house was constructed. So these are all the states which were related to your home. In home, you can perform certain actions. The actions like you live in your home. Okay, home will protect you from rain, wind, and summer. Basically, you can live in your home, and also you can watch TV in your living room. You can cook your food in a kitchen. So all these are the actions performed in your home. Okay, now let's relate this example with the class and object concept. In order to build an object, we need a class because in our real time example, when we thought of building a home, we require a place where we have created a blueprint and constructed a home. So in the same way, in Java, we need a class to create an object. So first of all, I am in IntelliJ right now. Okay, so IntelliJ is an IDE where we can create our Java programs. Okay, to create our projects. So I'm in IntelliJ right now. So in the source folder, I have created a package called examples. I am creating a new class under it. So now let's name our class. Okay, our class name can be anything, so it depends upon the object you are creating. So in our example, our class name is house because we are building an house. Okay, it acts as an object for us. Whenever you are creating a class name, make sure the first letter should be capital as per the norms. So let's create a class. So once you created a class, it will be public all the time because we can access all the things in the class. So after that, there is a Java JVM syntax, which is the main method. You need to add it. Okay. So this is the public static void main string args where JVM can recognize when you run your scripts. Okay. So presently we are speaking about class and object concepts. We will talk about this main method next whenever we have time. So now once you have constructed a home, so what are the things we can identify while recognizing your home? So there is a state for your house, right? So for example, what's your house number and what's the address and what's the color? So these are all the states which will identify your house. So the states will be taken as variables in Java. Okay. So while creating a class, we need to state some things for class. Okay. For example, the house number. So house number will be a numeric number, right? So we can add data type as int house number, and the address will be string. and the color is also a string. In home you will perform certain actions. Home will protect you from all the ways, so you will be very comfortable while living in your home. So you can sleep in your bedroom and you can cook the food and eat the food, and you can play with your kids, spend time with your family. So all these are the actions performed in your home. So in Java, to perform some actions we need to create some methods, that is functions. So, okay, so for every action performed in the class we will create a method for it. So let's create few methods here. So public void. So first action we can perform in your home is we can cook food. Okay, so this is the action, and the second action which we can perform is sleep. Okay, so sleeping, and one more action. Let's say public void spend time. Okay, so we can spend time with your family. Okay, so it's all the actions. So let's print something here. So we cook food here, and we can sleep and spend time with family. So all these are the actions performed in your home. Now what? So what are the stage you have mentioned and what are the actions you have mentioned? You need to trigger somewhere so that you can utilize these actions and states in your class. Okay, how can you do that? So to do that you need an object to be created. Okay, so let's create an object. So in order to create an object, so we have a syntax in Java. So you need to name the class name. Okay, and give a reference variable. So let's say I am giving some reference variable as house. Now we need to create an object. So you need to use a keyword called new. New is a keyword. Okay, and just give the house name. So we have created an object for it. Okay, so the syntax here is we have given a reference variable. Along with that we have given a new keyword, and we have created a object for our class. So the object name you can see it as house. It's same as our class name. Okay, so using this reference variable, so this is the reference variable. Using this reference variable we can perform our actions. Okay, so here we have few states. Let's create some getters and setters so we can utilize these. We can set our value and we can get our value. So to do that, we can generate setters and getters. So here is the option called setters and getters. Setters and getters are nothing but it will set some value, and whenever we need that value, we can retrieve that value. Okay. So let's create the setters and getters. So for every variable, we have one set method, which is set house number. So it is expecting a parameter called int variable. So where it will set the value. Whenever we need that value, we can use this get house number. It will retrieve the value. Now let's try to set some values and perform few actions in our Java class. So in order to do that, you need to come to main method. So in the main method only you can perform all the actions and set the behavior of your class. Okay. Once you have created a class, okay, using this reference variable house. So if you click dot, so it will give the suggestions of all your methods and your states which you have created for your class. Let's say you need to set the house number for your class. Okay, so we have a method called set house number. Here it is expecting a parameter where you need to set a number. Okay, the house number will be a certain number, right? So let's say 405. So 405 is our house number, and let's set the address. Set address. So the address can be your home address, like let's say Hyderabad in India. And let me add a color. So set some color. So its color is white. Okay, white and green. So you have set house number, address, and color. Now what? So now you need to retrieve the values. Okay, while you are retrieving you can also print the values. So to print the values you can use this out, and now just mention house number which you have set. So now you need to call the get method to print your house number. So you need to use house dot get house number. Okay, house number will be printed. So in the same way you can print the other values, so which is the address of your house. and the third one is the color. So here you need to call the, for address you need to call get address. So it will just print the address which you have set. So the third one is color. Okay, so let's run this program and see what exactly it is executing and printing the values. Let's click on run. So it is building the program. Once it builds, okay, it will, in default it will create a new object based on the syntax we have created. It will create a new object, and the reference variable will set the values, and it will retrieve the values. Okay, so we got the output as house number 405 and the address and the color. So whichever the values we have set, it has taken it, and it also retrieved it in the console. Now these are all the states, right? Now we can also perform few actions. So in order to perform few actions, we already created few methods. So let's print the methods. Okay, so now house dot. So the first action we can perform is cook food. Okay, now second action is sleeping, and the third action is spending time. Okay, these are all the actions. Okay, so we can perform it. Okay, here no need to print, because in every action we mention one print statement. So based on what, not only the print statement, whatever the action you perform here, whenever you call this method will trigger, and all the things which you are performing in the action will be performed and executed in your program. Okay, now let's run the program. So once you run the program, you need to get all the state details of your house and also the actions which you perform in your home. Okay, let's see. Okay, you see, so we got all the state behaviors of your house, and also you have just perform a few actions, right? We cook food here, we can sleep, spending time with family. So all the actions are also performed. Okay, so now if you want to build one more object, let's say in your home you want to construct one more floor. Okay, so how will you do that? You will lay the pillars, you will add the rooms, whatever the process you have performed in the base floor, you will perform the same in the second floor. Okay, same thing we can perform in our object. Okay, in order to create a new object, we can use the same class name, but we will change the reference variable. Okay, let's say house. Now we call as house 2. Okay, okay, so now mention it as house, and this reference variable is different than this reference variable. These are completely different. Only JVM knows what identifier can be individually acted based on this reference variable. We can't know the identity of this, because the owner can only know what exactly the key of this home. Okay, you only can open the home and perform some actions. Okay, now I think we can perform the same with house 2 also. Same things what we have done for house 1, we can perform the same thing for house 2. Okay, let's copy it, and this is for house 1, and this will be house 2. Okay, so here wherever you have added the house as reference variable, you can set it for house 2 also. Okay, house 2. So it also have the same property, and so it will also retrieve the same things. Okay, because both objects will have same the details, right? So let's run the program. It should print twice because we have created two objects. You see, so we got the same action, same behaviors for the first object, and same thing for the second object. So you can create as many objects as you can based on your requirement. Let's recap what exactly we have performed while creating class and object. We have created a class called house, and we have given few state, which is house number, address, and color. And accordingly, we have created getters and setters in order to set and get the value. And in the main method, we have created a object for our class. And similarly, we have created few actions which we can perform in our class, like cooking food, sleeping, and spending time. In the main method, once you got the reference object of your class, now you are utilizing these reference object to trigger your states and actions. So I am setting the value, and we are retrieving the value using getters and setters, and also we are performing few actions using the public methods. So these are all the things which you have performed using class and object. Here we need to note some points. Here class, which is a house, is a logical entity. It's not a physical entity. Only object is a physical entity which was created. Okay, basically class is a blueprint where you have all the things which you have performed inside the class. So whatever the things you have performed based on your blueprint, you have created the objects and you have performed actions, right? So basically class is a logical entity and object is a instance of class. So this is one instance, okay, and this is another instance. Okay, so object is always an instance of class, and also you need to make sure like object is a physical entity and also a logical entity. We can have both logical and physical entity in an object, but class itself a logical entity. So in object, what we can see, we have some states which can represent an object. So for our object, that is house, the states we can represent is house number, address, and color, right? And we are also performing some behaviors like cooking food, sleeping, and spending time. Okay, and there is one identity uniquely identified for each object. For say like house have one object reference and house 2 has one object reference, which can be only seen by JVM. Okay, let's say if I print object 1 and object 2, so you can see the difference. So this is house, and if I print house 2, I will get different identifier from JVM. So let's print the program. So if I print the program, I should get two identifiers for the object names. You see, I got some uh, identifier for this and some identifier for this, where we can't easily identify which object is for house one and house two, right? So only JVM can know this based on the object. This is the hash code basically. So only JVM can identify that which is the object one and which is the object two. So this is called identifier for the Java object. Now, by default, every class will extend object class. Even though if you provide the extends keyword and add the object, by default it will extend the object. So let's say extends object. So there will not be any error because by default it's extending the object of class. Okay, so this is a class called object. So every class when you create in your Java program will extend this object. Okay, so this is all about class and object concept. Hope you have understood the real-time examples and you have related this particular practical example with your real-time, and also you can deliver the same concept in interview. So don't explain the same thing like what you have done for buildings, and don't tell them that we have laid the pillars and constructed the building. So the interviewer can may think in different terms like you came to design a home for him instead of interview. So let's relate the concept and tell them in the practical words and give them a proper example to define your question. Okay, so thank you everyone, thank you for your time, and I will come up with new concept and in terms of Java and testing programming. If you are interested, you can like and share the videos and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. We'll meet in the next video.